According to the fawning mainstream media, King Charles is as British as a cup of tea, and at his coronation at Westminster Abbey next week, Charles will be celebrated as the 40th reigning monarch crowned there since 1066. According to the BBC, the coronation is a symbolic ceremony combining a religious service and a pageantry with customs dating back 1,000 years. Which is interesting because one of the first announcements King Charles made after becoming king was to vow to abolish the Church of England. Who is Charles really? Billions of people around the world are set to watch an occult ceremony crowning King Charles as the King of England. The same Charles who announced the Great Reset a few years ago has close relationships with notorious paedophiles and who proudly claims to be descended from Dracula. Before we are asked to bow down before the new king, it makes sense to ask who this man really is. But first, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community, the link is under the video, for exclusive and uncensored content. King Charles is a direct descendant of Prophet Muhammad, the founder of Islam, according to a BBC News broadcast and Burke's Peerage, the genealogical guide to royal ancestry. Harold Brooks Baker of Burke's Peerage revealed that the British royal family is directly descended from Muhammad through the Arab kings of Seville, who ruled an Islamic caliphate in Spain after the death of Muhammad. After carefully tracing King Charles's ancestry, it was determined that the British monarch is the 43rd great-grandson of the Prophet Muhammad. And he is very proud of this fact.
Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak. Ladies and gentlemen, as Muslims across the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth begin preparations to celebrate Eid after fasting for the holy month of Ramadan, I just wanted to convey my heartfelt best wishes to all who celebrate this festival.
But it gets even worse. Charles is a fully signed up member of the World Economic Forum, and he is working hand in glove with Klaus Schwab to eradicate Christianity and promote the worst of humanity's vices as virtues. After this quick break, we will expose the darkness that has conquered Buckingham Palace and what it means for humanity. Hint, Charles is even more bloodthirsty than your average globalist. But first, an important word from our sponsor. The globalist elite have admitted that they want us to own nothing and be happy. They are determined to steal everything we have worked hard for, and now they're making their move. The second largest and third largest bank runs in history happened last month. The US government is taking steps to guarantee all deposits. That means more money printing, more inflation, and more dollar devaluation. The Fed will continue raising interest rates even if they tank the economy. The globalist elite have got us exactly where they want us. But you've got a choice. Own nothing and pretend to be happy, or take back control from the elites, like the ones who are invested in gold with Noble Gold Investments. Gold is the most stable asset outside of government control. Thousands have approached Noble Gold Investments to get their hands on gold. Click on the link beneath this video to secure your wealth now, and bag a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin with each gold or silver IRA, if you qualify. According to Charles, the globalist elite need to unleash a vast military-style campaign to usher in the agenda of the World Economic Forum.
Here we need a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector, with trillions at its disposal, far beyond global GDP, and with the greatest respect, beyond even the governments of the world's leaders.
This should not come as a surprise because Charles is a direct descendant of Dracula, who has been working towards the implementation of the globalist agenda his entire life. According to NPR, Prince Charles said during a 2011 interview, "Transylvania is in my blood. The genealogy shows that I'm descended from Vlad the Impaler."
The genealogy shows that I'm descended from Vlad the Impaler, you see. So I do have a bit of a stake in the country.
In case you need a quick history refresh, during the 1400s, Vlad III, commonly known as Vlad the Impaler or Vlad Dracula, was the Prince of Wallachia, modern-day Romania. According to NBC, his father adopted the last name of Dracul, meaning dragon, which meant Vlad's last name became Dracula, son of the dragon. By all accounts, he is an extremely violent ruler. Britain and the Commonwealth now have a sovereign who is descended from the tyrant who dipped his bread in the blood of his impaled victims. So perhaps it's not that surprising that Charles is close friends with Klaus Schwab. who might even be an upgrade on the company Charles is used to keeping. Prince Charles was best friends with Britain's most notorious paedophile, Jimmy Savile, regularly hosting him at royal estates and using him as a sounding board for advice. Charles even asked Savile, who raped hundreds of children over the course of decades in the public eye, to write an etiquette guide to be followed by royals, including the Queen. Now that Savile is dead and Charles's brother Andrew isn't allowed to keep company with Jeffrey Epstein anymore, Charles is spending his time rubbing shoulders with young global leaders in the corridors of the World Economic Forum. 2023 is the year of change, with world leaders across the globe being removed or facing assassination, with even the Pope suggesting that he's about to stand down, while ordering all money to be returned to the Vatican Bank. World leaders who are still standing are firmly under the control of the World Economic Forum, including Prince Charles. In this video, they are making the occult pyramid symbol they are so fond of flashing. The sign is the central bank's control symbol. It is the same symbol on the back of a $1 bill. Here is that same symbol now at the IRS headquarters in Maryland. This is a universal symbol appearing all over the globe and denotes a religion that believes and worships a god, but not the god. Here it is again, a part of Israel's Supreme Court. The reason those world leaders are flashing that sign, and the reason it appears so often across the world, is that all governments are controlled by their central bank. And all central banks are controlled by the BIS, the central bank of central banks, which is openly calling for a CBDC to enslave the world by allowing the BIS to determine in real time how, when, if and what you can spend your money on. We're getting close to the top of the pyramid now. But who controls the BIS? Many people say it's the Rothschilds. Meyer Amschel Rothschild, the patriarch of the notorious banking clan and founding father of international finance, famously said, "Permit me to issue and control the money of a nation, and I care not who makes its laws." And Meyer Amschel Rothschild's descendants appear to be reveling in that power. Who gets to poke a prince in the chest? Evelyn de Rothschild, direct descendant of Meyer Amschel Rothschild, that's who. With their printed, imaginary fiat, the central banks control the minds of men and thus all nations. This has been true since their inception and is their raison d'etre. The love of money really is the root of all evil. But it gets worse. Those at the top of the pyramid cannot leave anything up to chance. And so instead of relying on just the money to corrupt and control politicians, leaders, musicians, pundits, and anyone with a big audience and thus a wide reach, they turn to horrific methods of control, like the following, to get those influencers under their thumb.
You know, that's one of their most common forms, is they start off with, different forms of blackmail, and it eventually will evolve to, where they get you drugged or drunked or roofied, and they get a picture of you with a child. And then from there, it's like you have a choice, at that point. Are you going to be in the system or are you not? If you're going to be in the system, everything under the sun that you could desire or want is going to be offered to you. If you choose not to be in the system, the threat is death to you, and most of all to anybody you love or anything you love. They will start to take away everything and torture you until you decide to give in and be part of the system.
Every world leader and most entertainers and news broadcasters are compromised in this way, meaning they are all doing the bidding of their masters at the top of that pyramid. This bidding equates to corrupting all minds, sexualizing children, transhumanism, depopulation, and global tyranny and slavery for the survivors. They are all at it. If they refuse to toe the line, like Tucker Carlson and his coverage of the deep state coup at the heart of J6, they lose their jobs and get blacklisted. Or worse. Countless celebrities who are brave enough to speak out about the darkness at the heart of the entertainment industry have been silenced by the elites. This is why they are all singing the same songs and enacting the same destructive policies. They want to induce a mental health crisis, along with war, famine, pestilence, and death. Every news cycle brings more confirmation of this point. The recent crisis in Sudan revealed that Bill Gates, Anthony Fauci, and the elites have been carrying out dangerous experiments with new pathogens in biolabs in that country. Mainstream media is currently attempting to convince us that this is normal. The entire system is attacking us, with the end goal to kill most of us and corrupt and enslave the rest. What's occurring could not be more in our faces. You can either accept the fate that they have in store for us, which is coming fast and furious, or resist and respond appropriately. The choice is yours. Here at The People's Voice, we are going to continue working to expose the crimes of the globalist elite. Support the channel by joining the People's Voice Locals community. The link is below the video. I hope to see you there.